I let AI color grade my videos and it's actually good. And as of today, this tool works with both Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve and will color grade your videos for you in just a few minutes. It can even use your LUTs. The tool I'm using is called Imagine Video, and Imagine is sponsoring this video so I can show you how good it works, and even better, how incredibly easy it is to use. Let's jump into DaVinci Resolve now. Like I said earlier, Imagine Video also works with Premiere Pro in an almost identical way, so know that if you use Premiere Pro, you are covered too. Now, here I have a project in DaVinci Resolve that has already been edited, and it's at this point in the editing process that you would normally be ready to start color grading. You would go over to the color page, maybe add a node and then a LUT if you wanted to do some quick enhancements to the footage. Side note, you can check out my color presets, which are linked down in the video description. Or maybe you want to start adjusting some curves, making things really pop. Let's add a little bit there, warm it up a little bit, and there you go, right? But even with LUTs, this can be a pretty darn time-consuming process, right? You have to color correct your footage, making sure that's properly exposed if you didn't get it right in camera, fix any shots where your white balance was off, and then make dozens, if not hundreds of creative choices for every single clip in your video, trying to make it look as good as possible. We as filmmakers have all kind of had to become colorists because most of us are filming in log because we want the footage to look as good as possible, and sometimes it feels like you are fighting against these color tools to make the image look as good as you want it to. I'll oftentimes find myself spending 15 to 20 minutes color grading a YouTube video because I'm a perfectionist like that. But if it's a wedding film or work for a client, I will spend many hours dialing in the exact look that I want for a video, and it's a lot of work. But what if it didn't have to be? What if you had a tool that could do the heavy lifting of color correction and color grading without you? And to do that, you're going to leave DaVinci Resolve with your project just like this. We're actually going to reset this color grade so everything is back to just the basics where it has not been color graded at all. And then you're going to want to go over to the Imagine Video app. And this app is going to immediately present you with a very simple and easy to use interface where you can either open a past project that you've been working on or select a new one. And in this case, we're going to create a new project. And then the program's going to ask you what kind of video you are creating. Is it a wedding? Is it a documentary? Maybe it's a nature video or a commercial or real estate. There are a lot of options here. In this case, we're editing a wedding film, so I'm going to choose that. And here's where you have a choice to make because Imagine Video is super customizable. You can either choose to color grade your video using one of their built-in AI color grading profiles, or if you already have a LUT that you prefer to use for color grading, you can use that with Imagine Video instead. We'll talk more about using LUTs in a minute, but for now, I'm going to choose one of their AI profiles. And then the software is going to ask you what program you're using for your edit. We are using DaVinci Resolve, but Premiere Pro is also supported, which is great. Then once you select your program, you're going to be able to see previews for all of Imagine's different color profiles. And these profiles look really good. Even better, the program's going to show you a preview of how all of these presets look, and you can click through just to see how these skin tones are going to look depending on the profile that you choose. But remember how I said a minute ago that Imagine Video gives you a lot of control? Well, let's go back here now a few clicks and let's choose this AI color correction based on LUTs because I want to use my own LUT because you have a ton of control here and it's really impressive. Now, at this point, I'm sure there are some people that have already been getting ready to comment or have already commented the concern that an AI tool like this will completely replace the color grading process, and I completely understand that fear. As a creative, I don't want AI to completely replace my work or to remove my ability to have control over the work that I'm making. But here's one of my favorite features of Imagine Video because it actually gives you a lot of creative control. Whenever you're choosing a LUT to work with this program, it actually lets you choose what kind of LUT you are using. So if we're talking about the creative process of color correcting and color grading a video, I think that most of us will agree that color correction is not the creative part, right? So what if you had a tool that could just handle the boring, busy work of color correction? Well, Imagine Video can do that. Whenever you're choosing a LUT to use in the program, you can choose whether you want the LUT to just be a technical LUT that will convert the video from log to Rec 709 and do basic color correction, which could save you a lot of time, or you can choose a creative LUT. So if you know your footage already looks good and doesn't need color correction, that's an option. Or if you're someone who uses multiple LUTs, one to convert the color space, then another for color grading, you can choose technical LUTs and one creative LUT. Or if you're like me and you already have an all-in-one LUT that you've made or purchased that handles your color space conversion and color grading, you can choose that too. So in this case, I'm going to choose complete LUT because that is what I have created. It's a LUT that converts the footage from log and then adds a color grade on top of it, which means that Imagine's going to go through my video, color correct it, then color grade it using my LUT as the starting point, so it will match my style of color grading. Pretty cool, right? Imagine Video is then going to bring up a page where you can choose which DaVinci Resolve project you want to open. If you do not currently have Resolve open, it'll give you a list of your project, but because I already have Resolve open, it's going to say, hey, you want to open this wedding demo project, right? Yes, I do. So I'm going to select use this project, and then it's going to ask you to choose the timelines that you want to color correct. In this case, it's this wedding trailer timeline, so that one is selected, but you can also select multiple if you want to. So we're going to press next, and then it's going to ask you to select your LUT. And if you've already added one from a previous project, that's going to be visible right here and you can select it. Or if not, you can click to browse and select one. Once you do that, click upload LUTs, and then you're going to be presented with a list of folders where all of your footage for the project is kept. And this is really useful if you have a certain video clip you want to be color graded in the project when you don't want others to be touched. But for the sake of this project, I'm just going to go through and select my LUT for all of these clip folders. And then I'm going to click correct color down at the bottom. Now, I do a lot of explaining throughout this tutorial, but once you get used to this program, you can go through Imagine Video in less than a minute and choose these settings. It's very quick. And with that done, all you have to do is leave Imagine Video open. It's going to go to work completely in the background. And what it's doing completely automatically is taking all of your video clips on your timeline, rendering very small proxy files of all the clips, uploading them, and then using Imagine's AI color technology to automatically color correct and grade everything in the background. And what's great is that because all this is happening completely in the background, you can just leave it alone and go do something else. Answer emails, eat a taco, anything, while Imagine does all the work of color correction and color grading for you. It is a great time saver. Once it's done, the app will say that it is finished, and even better, you're going to get an email in your inbox telling you that the color grade is complete, so you don't have to be checking the app constantly. You can then go back to the Imagine Video app and click on this Review in Resolve button, which will open up your newly color graded project in Resolve. And check this out. This is the exact same project directly from Imagine. I've not made any other changes or tweaks to it. This is directly what Imagine Video color graded, and I gotta say, it looks fantastic. This is very similar to how I would color grade, which is exactly what I wanted because I told it to use my LUT as a baseline. The colors look vibrant, the skin tones look accurate, and this entire project has now been color graded. Of course, I would still go through and check all of the clips. I would look for any little tweaks that need to be made to certain little sections of it. But about 80 to 90% of the work has been done automatically. And what's great is this is not a permanent baked in look either. This is all applied as a LUT on a node, meaning that you still have full access to make any tweaks that you want to make to your image. You can literally just go in and add another node and then make any tweaks or changes that you want to make. You have a ton of control here, and I'm really impressed by the amount of time that can be saved by using Imagine Video, but I also completely understand how there may be some filmmakers that feel conflicted about using an AI tool like this. I would love to hear your opinion down in the comments, because I can see some filmmakers that are producing a very high volume of edits for their clients using Imagine Video to significantly speed up their color grading and being able to deliver their edits faster. I can also see this tool being useful for newer filmmakers that don't know how to color grade as well, because Imagine Video will probably do a better job than they could. But at the same time though, on the other side of the fence, I can also see more established filmmakers that already have more advanced color grading skills and workflows in place being upset about a tool like this because it's using AI to replace an arguably creative part of the editing process, the color grading. I've said something before in a similar video, but I'll say it here. I think that there are some people that view filmmaking and video editing in general as more of a business, where the faster you can complete and edit, the quicker you can get paid. While there are other people that create videos for the art, and they can never imagine relinquishing creative control over color grading to AI. Personally, I fall somewhere in the middle. For client work, I absolutely love spending time really dialing in the colors exactly how I want them to look. But I also run a business with deadlines and videos that have to be completed on time, which is why I've created LUTs and color presets, because they help me color grade my footage in just a few clicks. So I don't see myself using Imagine Video for every single edit, but there are definitely moments where I would use it when I needed to save time. As always, I'm very interested to see what you think of this. Would you use Imagine Video to help you with color grading your video? Would you use it for a full color grade of everything? Or what if it was just saving you time with the busy work of color correction? There are really two types of AI right now. There's generative AI that's creating videos and photos from text typed, trained on the art of millions of real artists, and completely understandably, a lot of creative people are really upset about that and against it. But on the other side of things, you have AI that isn't being used to replace artists. It's being used to save people time. It's handling the busy work so we as artists have more time to be creative. By my analysis, it feels like Imagine Video falls more onto the time-saving side of things, especially because you can do things like use your own LUTs with it. But I would love to hear what you think in the comments. I'll link to Imagine Video down in the video description if you want to check it out. And while you're down there, I'll also link to my Edit Videos Like a Pro guide. This guide is going to show you the rules that I personally follow as an editor to create better videos, and I know it's going to be super helpful to you. I actually wrote this guide too. It isn't written by AI. You can download it for free in the video description. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.